Well, the Democrats are silent no more. Donald Trump's transition team is in a lot of trouble right now. In fact, there have been bomb threats, swatting threats, and violent threats against multiple people within his new administration. Not only that, but the Democrats, have something absolutely massive planned on Inauguration date. And of course, the mainstream media is completely silent about it. And they always are, right? They haven't been telling us the truth for a number of years, and the stuff that looks bad on their side, they want to keep it on the down low. But the truth is, I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about it, but I'm going to reveal it in today's broadcast. But before I do, I want to say I hope you guys all had an amazing Thanksgiving. Today is Black Friday, so I am running an absolutely massive special on Restricted Republic, and that is $30. That'll get you $30 for the first year and $30 for the second year, and then it goes to the normal rate. But subscribe to Restricted Republic right now. That is our annual rate. Use the coupon code Black Friday. I'll be very blunt with you. This is the cheapest price we've ever had, and it's about $2.50 per month on average, but it's only available on the annual rate. But I am going to be releasing some huge stuff on Restricted Republic within this next week, so you're not going to want to miss it because you're not getting all the facts here on these controlled platforms. But with that, let's dive into what on earth is going on with first Donald Trump's administration and his cabinet appointees. Take a look. And this article is on USA Today. They are reporting on this aspect, but not the other one, right? But here this is. FBI says several of Donald Trump's cabinet nominees are targeted with violent threats. The article goes on. Numerous cabinet nominees of President-elect Donald Trump were targeted with violent threats in recent hours, and law enforcement officials are responding. Trump's transition team said on Wednesday. The threats occurred on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning and included bomb threats and swatting, Trump transition spokesman Caroline Leavitt said in a statement. Now it goes on. In response to USA's Today's request for comment, an FBI official said the Bureau is actively investigating and is aware of numerous bomb threats and swatting incidents targeting incoming administration nominees and appointees. Quote, "We are working with our law enforcement partners. We take all potential threats seriously and, as always, encourage members of the public to immediately report anything they consider suspicious to law enforcement." Now, as far as the cabinet members that have been targeted, there's a good chunk of them. I'll start with this one, and I'm going to go straight to the horse's mouth so you guys can see the people and what is actually saying for a majority of these anyway. But Elise Stefanik, here's what she wrote on her X page. And by the way, she was nominated as ambassador to the UN. But here it says, this morning, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, her husband, and their 3-year-old son were driving home to Saratoga County from Washington for Thanksgiving of all days when they were informed of a bomb threat to their residence. New York State County law enforcement and U.S. Capitol Police responded immediately with the highest levels of professionalism. We are incredibly appreciative of the extraordinary dedication of law enforcement officers who keep our community safe 24/7. We want to share our best wishes to the upstate New York community for a happy and safe Thanksgiving. We are especially grateful for all law enforcement officers and military families who are on duty over the holiday season. So how sad that they are literally targeting her husband, and her 3-year-old son with bomb threats. On Thanksgiving. She's not alone. Here's another one. Lee Zeldin, also a bomb threat. And Lee Zeldin, by the way, he was nominated leader of the EPA or lead of the EPA by Donald Trump. And here it is. A pipe bomb threat targeting me and my family at our home today was sent in with a pro-Palestine themed message. My family and I were not home at the time, thank God, and are safe. We are working with law enforcement to learn more as the situation develops. We're thankful for the swift actions taken by local officers to keep our family, neighborhood, and local communities secure. So there's another one. Then we also have this, and this I found posted by Mark Levin regarding Tom Homan, and I've heard nobody talk about Tom Homan. And Tom Homan is the ICE director that Donald Trump picked, right? Tom Homan revealed during my interview of him this past Sunday's Life, Liberty, and Levine that he has received threats and his family is now having to live elsewhere. He can't even live where he's supposed to live because of these threats. And of course, not a single news organization reported it or gave a damn. Not one. Not one. And that's Tom Homan. And not just Tom Homan, right? Elise Stefanik and Lee Zeldin, but also Pete Hegseth. And Pete Hegseth was appointed by Trump as the defense secretary, right? And he says this morning, a police officer arrived at her home where our 7 children were still sleeping. The officer notified my wife and I that they had received a credible bomb threat targeting me and my family. We are all safe and the threat has been cleared. We want to thank law enforcement for their professionalism and bravery. And he goes on to add this. He goes, I won't be bullied or intimidated. Never. President Trump has called on me to serve and I intend to do that. I love how he concludes with that. But him and his 7 children. These are how ungrateful and how violent these people are that are doing this. And I hope they go to jail for a very long time. I don't believe in violence on either side of the aisle, whether you're doing that to Republicans, whether you're doing that to Democrat. All of it is uncalled for. But Pete Hegseth is not the only one, along with, now we've got 4. Here's a 5th one here. And this is Lori Chavez DeRaymer, and she was nominated by Donald Trump for the Department of Labor. And she says, last night, my family and I were targeted with a pipe bomb threat at our Oregon home. Thanks to the quick response of the county sheriff office, we are safe and deeply appreciative. So thankfully, her and her family are safe as well, but yet another bomb threat. And then we also have Matt Gaetz, who's had a threat to him as well. And this is the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. And again, Matt Gaetz was picked to be originally the AG, but obviously he backed out of that. But either way, he's been a target for a while. But they received notification of a bomb threat referencing former Congressman Matt Gaetz' supposed mailbox at his home in Niceville around 9 a.m. or Niceville this morning. A family member resides at the address, but former Congressman Gaetz is not a resident. So there you go. Thankfully, the mailbox has been cleared and no devices were located. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of Donald Trump's appointees for his next cabinet pick that have been targets of violence and bomb threats and swatting. These are dirty, dirty, sick, and sick things that these people are doing, and they should immediately be arrested, right? But what's interesting, here's what the mainstream media, by the way, is not posting about, and I think this is absolutely huge news. But the Democrats and more of the leftists and radical leftists are planning a mega protest on Inauguration Day. That is January 20th. Take a look at this. And again, I haven't heard much about this, but this is why I'm going to bring it to you. This is on answercoalition.org. This is their website. Act now to stop war and end racism. Well, it seems today that Democrats really want war, by the way. But anyway, it goes National Day of Action, January 20th. Protest on Inauguration Day. We fight back. And you can see their yellow advertisement there. Defeat Trump's extreme right billionaire agenda. January 20th. All around the country, we fight back. So then it goes on to talk a little bit about what they're doing on Inauguration Day, January 20th. People will come together in Washington, D.C. and in cities and towns across the country in a nationwide mobilization opposing Trump's ultra-right billionaire agenda, which he doesn't have, by the way. He's not, I wouldn't even classify him as ultra-right, but they go on. We can defeat Trump's program. And what's interesting, they say, not by following the Democratic Party establishment because they miserably lost, but by building a massive movement against the ruling class and the political system that gives everything to billionaires while impoverishing an even larger section of the population. The fight starts right now. Tens of thousands of people, they claim, are taking action on January 20th all across the country. Join this new national movement. Find a demonstration or an action near you. Organize one in your area and share the call. And you can see they have these all over the country, from Georgia to Texas to Ohio to Illinois to South Carolina to Arizona to Florida to Missouri and a lot of the big cities, but basically all over the continental United States and your mega cities there. So definitely there is something that they're planning. Now, if you go to their About page, because I wanted to see how much credibility, how Big can they actually be? Well, if you look in their About section, and this is who we are, they were founded in September 11th, 2001, after the attacks, right? And they call themselves Answer, Act Now to Stop War and End Racism, right? And according to them, they had demonstrations of like 200,000 people in 2002. Another one on January 18th, 2003, about 500,000 people. These are pretty big numbers. And then they claim on February 15th, 2003, many millions of people in nearly every country in the world joined together for the largest coordinated anti-war actions in history. And these are things that they coordinated and they orchestrated. And then there's one of 100,000 people in solidarity with the Palestinian people, they say, in U.S. history of more than 100,000 people. So, in other words, they're a pretty monstrous group with a lot of pull. So I think this could be a very big demonstration on January 20th on Inauguration Day. So heads up on that. I would stay away from that area if I were you, especially if you are a conservative or Republican, because after looking at, some of their past riots, not particularly by Answer, but other radical leftist riots like the BLM, the Antifa riots, the so-called Summer of Love, many of those turned out to be very vile and violent. And God forbid something like that happens with this as well. But definitely a radical left group plans on overmassing our country all over in different cities. There's going to be these protests. So I would just stay out of those areas in either way. Anyhow, wanted to bring all of that to you. I know it's a lot to talk about, but again, please take advantage of our biggest special of the year. Sign up for Restricted Republic. Sign up right now. We have exclusive content we're not sharing anywhere else, and it's a good way to support what we do. And it's a Black Friday special. Use that code Black Friday as the coupon code. Black Friday is the coupon code, and get it for $30 for each year for the 2 consecutive years. So 1 year, $30, the second year, $30, and it goes to the normal rate. But check it out, and it comes free for 14 days. Use that coupon code Black Friday, but please get us over there and help support and be that strong voice. You can even buy it as a Christmas present for someone as well. Anyhow, with all of that, I just want to say I love all of you, and thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.